Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Engel. I am the Working Group 76 acting chair of EuroKai. We work together with Special Committee 206 on the AIS and MET data link services. And we have a group together of 3 people that are going to tell you what we are doing and how we see the future. I would like to start with Macarena to introduce herself.
Hello, I'm Macarena Martin Biton from Airbus Operations. I'm the Working Group 76 Secretary.
Thank you, Macarena. Mark?
Mark Libant, I work for NAV Canada. I am Director for Flight Services and Air Traffic Flow Management and Web-based product, and I'm co-chair of Special Committee 206.
Thank you, Mark. And last but not least, Eldridge, please.
Hello, I'm Eldridge Frazier. I work in FAA in the Next Gen division. I am in the Aviation Weather division. I am on the RTCA committee. I am the government authorized representative, and I'm also the co-chair for subgroup 6.
Thank you, Eldridge. So now that everybody knows who we are, let's have a quick look at what we're actually doing. So Working Group 76 and SE206 area AIS MET data link services, and please tell us what are your deliverables from that group?
So Alex, we're delivering 2 documents according to our terms of reference, and both of them are minimum aviation system performance standards. The first document deliverable is the Aeronautical Information Meteorological Data Link Service Systems. And in that document, we're updating DO 364 with 7 new services. There are AI, or Aeronautical Information, and MET services. The second document is a automated turbulence, atmospheric turbulence derivation techniques document for turbulence information being passed through the data link system. And we're trying to standardize that output so that all users will have the same metric of the turbulence of the atmosphere.
Thank you, Eldridge. Macarena or Mark, anything to add to the deliverables of the groups?
I just say that me as co-chair, I'm looking at for deliverable beyond document. I don't see in document, but I see them as ability or we trying to create services that our aviation community can share data much better and offer them better understanding of situational awareness. So kind of I find it very important that that our services are starting to being used. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And that is actually a very nice lead in for the next question. And that is, why are these standards that you are developing important for our data link implementation and the data link operations?
So we are identifying a minimum requirements in terms of performance, safety, and operational terms. So a user that intends to have that information, that data, can connect to the service provider. And depending on the operational use of that data, we are identifying different use cases and different requirements like PAPSAP, request reply, and depending on the criticality of the services, we are going through all the necessary requirements.
Okay, thank you, Macarena. Anything to add? Because I understand these data link services are also making the link between air and ground. I understand that, Mark, you may have some plans on implementing those, in particular in your environment.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, I was gonna kind of rephrase that question. Say, why is data connectivity important for us? And I think it just describe or shows that, you know, for us that connection is important to share data, and sharing data is not only, you know, aircraft to aircraft, ground to aircraft, and you know, aircraft to ground, but also you know, ground to ground. And I speaking from perspective from our organization, and one of my kind of driving forces for standardization of services is because we believe in Now Canada that we need to integrate those services into SWIM and really be able to share data, not based on some kind of privileges, but based on need of individual users to use that data in given situation and make appropriate decision based on data we share. So you know, all this connection, whether, you know, should be satellites, you know, all you know, ground to ground, new IPv6, you know, big pipes, that's all like fundamentals for implementation of our services. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Eldridge, anything to add from the FAA?
Yeah, I'd like to add not only to the FAA's perspective, but to the operator's perspective, that we're developing agnostic services, and I'm not saying agnostic services, but we're agnostic capability where that the services can be sent over any data link that supports that can meet the safety and performance standards. So one could take a la carte 1 to 7 services over a data link if that data link can meet those the safety and performance requirements we're defining in the MAS. And also this capability is going to enable, I think, a benefit to the industry that it will enable them to incorporate these services at minimum costs because they can reference the standards document as their meeting compliance, as the document to meet compliance.
So that's really interesting, because what you're saying is that you will provide a whole range of services, and depending on the complexity of the operations, the user can pick and choose. That sounds very promising for the future implementation. And that brings me to my next question. Where do you see this area of expertise or application in the next 5 to 10 years going?
So let me take that question first, and then I'll pass it to Eldridge, because I'm sure he has a lot to say about future. That's what I like about him. You know, from my perspective, it's really kind of, in sense, alluded to that. So I really fully expect, you know, these services be well defined, and at least some of them implemented and used operationally. And you know, way I'm looking at it, you know, looking at the satellite technology, you know, coverage is starting to be all over the world, you know, everywhere in oceanic space, you know, integration with SWIM, you know, ATN-B2 for FFI's, you know, information. So all those services and all those ideas, they fit together. And you know, our hope, not hope, like our goal is kind of really identify those services, additional services if needs to be, you know, and to be able to share data across the globe. Thank you.
Eldridge, anything to add to that?
Yes, I see in the future as aircraft, and Macarena could probably reinforce this, as the industry are adding data links to aircraft as they're coming out of the factories, or even some of our legacy aircraft been retrofitted with the new data link systems. The world is opening up. So we're on the cutting edge of being able to provide information to and from the aircraft that is going to be very beneficial to the pilots. And especially now that more and more of the information has been allowed to be used on the EFB, which does not require the complex or the cost to incorporate it into the aircraft avionics. It's going to provide that additional information. And as Mark earlier mentioned about situational awareness, it's going to give users a better situational awareness of what's going on right now or in the near future.
Thank you,
Agreed.
Eldridge. So yeah, Macarena, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I actually wanted to pass the ball to you.
No, I was about to say that I agreed completely with Eldridge, and it also is going to allow to the users to get involved on the, or to allow them to make to the collaborative decision making. So since they were going to have better awareness of what is going on their environment, they will facilitate that. And also how I see this future implementation is that it's going to be essential precondition for trajectory-based operations. So this will pave the way to this ultimate goal that we have across the world to perform that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So if I summarize the activity of SE206 and Workgroup 76 is that we are paving the way for the use of AIS and data link services to enable sustainable aviation in the future. And I think that is also one of the topics that we're going to discuss in our main event on the 25th of October. So
Yes, and
thank you. Sorry,
I was just going to add, Alex, yes, and we looking at, and add to Eldridge actually what he said, like we already looking at future in our description or a service development. You know, some of them are really, I would call it futuristic, you know, so, you know, I know there is a discussion about one of our services in panel, so I'm actually very excited about that because, you know, it gives a little bit better exposure to our group. So
excellent. Yeah,
And may I interject one more thing, Alex?
of course.
Is turbulence. Many of you are aware of the amount of turbulence that that's in the atmosphere now, and this turbulence mask that we're developing, hopefully we'll be able to provide users with better turbulence data and maybe avoid some of these bad turbulence events that we recently experienced in the atmosphere.
And in a sense, you feed your own work program by providing the turbulence data to be transmitted via the data link services. So that's just a perfect setup. Thank you very much to all three of you. That was a very interesting insight into our activities on the AIS and data link service side. Thank you very much. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.